told the weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
Hello everyone and welcome to Country with Celine. I am your host, Celine, and today we are joined by the lovely Nicole Sumerlyn.
Swimming with the fishes in a homemade home bed, sipping something southern and it feels so right. Drown out the worry and drown out the fuss, kick it back, slow motion, just flow, floating, just flow, floating.
Nicole, how are you doing today?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm awesome, thank you. I want to say I love the last name, Sumerlyn.
Thank you.
You never really hear that. I really enjoy that. It sounds like a doll. It sounds like a doll.
Thank you. That's really nice. A lot of people will sometimes put like 2 M's in the name. It's just one, which can get a little confusing for some people, but yeah, that's me.
It's unique. It's unique. You have like an artist name. You know how like some people have that name where it's like, like Elvis Presley. Like who the heck has that name? I mean, maybe it's just because he's Elvis Presley, or like Dolly Parton is Dolly Parton. But
It's true.
Right? There's something about it. Okay, so this year you released 3 singles. The most recent one was Floatin'. Okay,
Yep.
How fun was it to make that music video?
Oh my gosh. So Megan Gibbs did that video, and she did my first one as well for Over a Drink. But with this one, we had literally no plan in terms of like what we were gonna do. And I just like everyone that's in the video are all my best friends. And so we just went out to a river out in Mission, which is kind of like where I grew up pretty much, and just had a couple drinks. And she said, "There you go, like just capture it on camera and just like do your thing." And we had no idea what we were doing. It was also so cold because it was the middle of May in BC. With the river, it was not a warm day. Luckily it was nice out, but yeah, it was so fun having like all my girlfriends there, and we just like had a good time and got on camera basically.
Yeah, it looked like it was a blast. I'm like, shit, to be in that music video, like I would have paid to be in that music video.
You should have came. It would have been fun.
Go all the way across from Ontario to BC. I count the water. That's funny that you said that. Like literally, like in July, like July is supposed to be the hottest month, and here in Ontario, Lake Simcoe was freaking freezing. Like
Really?
it was so cold. I'm like in May, I couldn't imagine like how cold it was in May.
Yeah, and I knew what I needed to like get for the video, and so I was like super committed to just diving in and doing the whole, and I like the whole hair and makeup thing, and I was just like, screw it. At one point it was just like we did like one of the shots that it's just me singing whatever was after I had already like rolled in the water and the sand for like an hour and a half, and so I'm like, well, this is how I look. So I think that's my aesthetic.
Once you have like a couple drinks in you too, it's like, like what the hell.
It's fine. It's on brand. It's good.
So what else can we expect from you? Are you going to be releasing like maybe an album? You're getting ready? What's going on? Share us the details.
Yeah. So in the studio, actually last week we've been in, I'm doing another single, which is going to be coming out in a couple months here. And it's going to be a very different side than what I've put out so far. It's ballad. It's probably one of the most honest songs I've written. It was something that like every time I had played a live show, it's something that people have related to a lot, and I'm really, really excited to put this one out. It's gonna be really, really cool. I won't say too much about it, but I'm really excited to finally put it out. And then like working towards doing a full record, and hopefully in the next year that will come out too. So busy working away for sure.
How about for touring? Have you ever like thought about coming over to Ontario or going to like Alberta or wherever in Canada at least, because we know the border, I hope by sometime soon it's going to be fine to drive across, but who knows for now. So let's just talk Canada.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I've been doing shows and touring around, Western Canada at least since I was 13, 14. So definitely have had my fair share of smoky bars and fairs and festivals for sure. I'm actually doing my next music video. I'm actually coming out to Toronto in November, which I'm so excited about. And so we might swiggle and do some shows out there while I'm visiting and doing the video. So that will be the first time since COVID that I'm like traveling for music, other than kind of like little things I've been doing around town here in Vancouver. But yeah, hopefully as things become a little less crazy with, you know, restrictions and traveling and all that kind of thing, I definitely just want to get out there and meet and play with so many people. It's going to be crazy. But for now, we're just kind of keeping it a little bit local to see where things go.
Yeah, it's something that you crave too, like to be with a bunch of people,
Yeah.
right? That's something that even not as an artist, like I miss being around like a bunch of people. Like I know there's a lot of people who are still like scared of like with everything like going on, but it's like I really miss just being with people, talking to people. And like I can't imagine what all of, I say this in like I swear every interview, but it's so true because I can't imagine what it must have been like for an artist, like to go through a pandemic when your livelihood depends on people, like realistically, like your fans, like going and meeting people, going performing in front of people. How did you cope with all of that last year?
Yeah, I think, you know what, there's two sides of that for me. The first side is, yeah, like I lost, like I said, my livelihood. Like my entire life since I was like 13, 14 has been playing shows and mingling and networking and meeting people and just being in that scene for such a long time. And I'm also someone that like I really love change. I like different scenery. Like if I'm in a place for too long, it like makes me panic. Like I need to like constantly, and not just, that's probably why I love music so much and love touring, is because I'm constantly in a new like environment. But even just like in a personal life, like I have to do like trips all the time, and like even if it's just like an hour away, like I need to be able to just keep changing and seeing different things, or else I get like in this weird headspace and I just like, I'm not creative. I'm just in a different mental thing. But so I really miss that. And yeah, like meeting people and sharing music and all that kind of stuff is obviously sad as well. But at the same time, for the first time in a really long while, I got to just be normal and, you know, be with my friends and be with my family that I, you know, haven't been able to do in a long time, and just kind of be a 20-something-year-old and, you know, drink a couple of bottles of wine 5 nights a week with my roommates. Like, you know what I mean? Like we had nothing else to do, and I just kind of hung out, and like I could just be a normal, you know, not working person for a minute. So it was also really nice to take a break, but I'm so excited to get back out there for sure.
There's definitely two sides to look at COVID, and you on both sides perfectly. Drinking wine every single night, that is literally, I swear that's what my mother did.
Yeah, like it's not healthy, but like, I mean, you do what you gotta do.
Just anything to cope. Like we were doing puzzles for like the beginning. Like, remember? Because like everyone was like, what do we do? Like we're all home. But then we got so used to it then after, like, honestly, now it's like they're talking about another lockdown. It's like, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want it, but I kind of want it because I kind of just want to chill at home too, but I don't.
Yeah. I think also, like, we now know, because, like, when we were in that original lockdown, for example, like, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't know how long it was going to be. Like, my roommates and I were like, oh, yeah, this is gonna be like a 2-week thing. We'll get back into it. No psych. But, like, I think now, like, looking back on it, there's so many things that I wish that I had taken, like, advantage of more that I didn't in that original lockdown. So I'm sure if it would come around now, I'd be like, okay, let me be a little more strategic about how I'm going to spend my time off, because now I'm like overworked, so I'm like, I just would want some time. Like we're never satisfied, right? There's always something that we are wanting, but I think it'd be different the second time around for sure.
That's like a human aspect, I swear, that we all have. It's like when we're like, go, we just want to stop, and then when we stop, we're like, now I want to go. It's like we can never work with ourselves, right?
We can't. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
And even that's tough to do.
Exactly. It's true. It's so true. So now let's get to know you a little bit more. So tell us a little background on yourself. Where did you grow up?
Yeah, I grew up in a town called Abbotsford, and it's in BC. They literally have it on the board. It's the city of the country. So it's, you know, a farming town, but the other side, it's not a small town, but very small town minded. Everyone knows each other somehow. You know, like my brother played hockey, and so we all knew the hockey people, and I was a dancer. So I went to a fine art school growing up, and so I basically was put on a stage by the age of 3 and did competitive dancing for about 14 years, and around the age of 13 just fell in love with writing songs. And you know, I always did like piano lessons and singing, this, that, the other thing, but yeah, when I was about 13, I just started like really actually writing like whole songs. I would say they were good, but they were whole songs, and started playing with my friends, and being in art school, we had like opportunities to perform often, and I did that one year when I was 13, and I just got addicted to singing my own stuff instead of dancing, which was my entire life. And so being in the community of being in the dance world and then like transferring it to music was a really weird transition for me, but it felt like the right thing to do. And then I just took that career jump from there. But yeah.
So you said you were 3 years old when you first got into like art school. Were you like dancing around the house? Is that why your family was like, you know what, throw her in art school, she needs to go there?
Yeah, well, I definitely was always a kid that craved attention. But yeah, no, like I was always dancing and singing, of course, and there's 2 art schools that are in my community, and so they put me in one of them just because it made the most sense, I guess, for me. And like from like a learning point of view too, for like a creative kid, we would learn through, instead of doing a test, we would, write a skit and act out the skit. So definitely better for a creative brain to learn that way. But yeah, no, I was, making up these choreographies and these, skits for my family around Christmas time. And I would always like, demand the attention, and no one could talk to each other. And I would be like, this is the show. And then I would try to get my cousins and like friends involved, and it was super bossy and like awful. But like, I was always trying to like put some sort of entertainment on. And yeah, then they're like, okay, we should probably put her in some extracurriculars and, maybe get this going a little bit more.
You are certainly in the right field.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, entertainment and that go hand in hand.
A little bit.
So musical influences, who did you grow up like listening to?
Huge variety of artists and different styles of music, mainly classic country. So, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline was huge for my mom, and, Dwight Yoakam. But also we listened to we had jazz in our family. There's musicians that are in jazz, and then rock, and my dad was like Neil Young and Janis Joplin. And so I had a huge mix of different styles of music. And I think today too, that's plays in how I write songs. It's not like I love country more than anything in the world, but there are other elements to those genres that I love also.
Yeah.
But
when you listen to songs and to artists, as an artist yourself, you get like influenced, but not like you're copying them full on, but like you get like ideas from different artists, different types of styles of writing, and it portrays in your sound, in your music, and listeners can hear it when they listen to it. And then when you say like, oh yeah, this person, I got an idea from this person, it's like, makes sense, right? You have the Grand Ole Opry in the background. I just want to touch on that. Did you ever go?
I did. This is actually that poster. That was 2014. So that was the first time I was ever there. And we did the whole background tour and everything. And yeah, Charlie Daniels Band's on there. Caitlin Rose, couple good ones for sure. But Connie Smith. Yeah, that was like my first time when Nashville. I was 16. And yeah, with my mom and my aunt. And it was quite the experience for sure.
Yeah.
Very overwhelming, but in the best way.
Yeah,
especially during that time was like right when the show Nashville was coming out, and so it was a lot more like popular because of that too. But yeah, that was 2014 March.
Did you watch Nashville? Have you watched the whole series?
Oh yeah, I think I did it twice. yeah, and a couple of my songwriting friends too have had cuts on that show too, so which is like super proud, friend woman as well. But yeah, just as a listener and a viewer, I think it's such an awesome show. And I like how it wasn't just about music too. Like there's, you want to call a show by the city name.
Yeah, like you learn like so much about like each character too, and more than just music, like you were saying, right? That show was awesome. I watched it too.
So good.
It was. I think that's kind of where like deep down my love for Nashville started, because when I started watching that, I literally wanted to be a country singer. I'm like,
yeah.
And now that path has kind of faded out a little bit. It's like I'm still keeping with it because I'm talking to country artists now, and like the goal for myself is to go to Nashville. And I'm like, I really feel like deep down, like subconsciously, it started from watching the show Nashville.
Well, yeah, it's like anything. It's like if you watch Grey's Anatomy, I'm sure we all wanted to be like a surgeon at one point too. You know, we're very easily influenced.
Fun fact here, I'll quickly say this fun fact. So when I graduated high school, you know the show Suits?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so that show was huge. It was massive, Suits. So when I graduated high school, not really thinking, like, because when you're in grade 12, you're what, 17 years old, 18 years old. Like, realistically, you don't really know what you want to do. Unless you're like, you know what, in years, like, when you're a child, like you always want to be a singer or so on and so forth. But in high school, you're kind of, like, debating what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know. So the first thing I did was when I watched Suits, I want to be a lawyer. So I went
of course.
paralegal, and it's like, I was there for a month, and I'm like, nope. I don't know why I even bothered, but it was because I was influenced by the show, right?
Totally, exactly. And that's just it. I think so many people feel the same way. Like crime shows do. You want to be a detective. You want to, like, it's, I totally have.
It's amazing how influenced us humans are when we watch.
Oh my gosh, especially nowadays with everything. Like, I can't imagine, like, I feel as though with like social media, for example, like when I was in high school, like that's when like Vine and like Instagram and like Facebook was like just starting, not Facebook necessarily, but like all the like the social media and influencers, I guess, was like really starting to take, like Snapchat like just started when I was like in high school. And so I can't imagine now what that would be like, because even like as an adult and how much pressure and like easily influenced by, you know, different celebrities and influencers and beautiful people and fit people, and you're like, I can't imagine being 14 and having to deal with that. That would suck, you know, like it's just too much.
Yeah, I feel like 14-year-olds nowadays, like especially girls, like they go through a lot. I feel like because there's so much pressure on them now, like with social media and like with the influencers, and then like TikTok famous. Like everyone wants to be TikTok famous. Like, they want to be like an Instagram model. It's like never ending, and it's kind of sad for like kids that were like that are 15 nowadays. Because when we were that age, life wasn't really like that. And I mean, it wasn't like it was far off.
It wasn't like the thing.
Yeah, it just, how old are you exactly?
I'm 24 on Friday.
You're 97?
Mm-hmm.
So you're born September 10th?
Yeah.
Oh my God, girl, I'm born September 12th. I'm turning 24 this summer.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Happy almost birthday, twin.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's too funny. Wow, we're both Virgos.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
That's that. Okay, so I also was reading that you played at the Bluebird Cafe. That's huge, huge. How was that?
It was cool. It was on that first trip that I went to Nashville, and so I was 16, and lots of people wanted to play that night, and I somehow got picked to play one song, and it was cool just like being in that very small but, you know, magical room and just being around, you know, for me that was like one of my first music experiences too, and so just like being around like-minded people was really amazing, and just, I don't know, the energy that's in Nashville and at Bluebird was really, really special. So I feel very happy that I got to have that experience, but hopefully we'll go back and maybe one day do a set or something like that. But yeah, it was really cool.
That's amazing. Yeah, and it was in Nashville too. So it's like watching that on TV and then actually getting to perform in the Bluebird Cafe is it's like a surreal type of feeling at the same time.
Totally.
So now your style. I want to touch on your style because your style is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. I love all of your clothes, all of your Instagram posts, your video, like all of it. Tell me, where do you shop? And I'm sure a lot of girls are going to want to know where you shop.
Mainly my roommate's closets. I live with my two best friends, and so it's just like a huge closet for all of us. I mean, I wish we had a one room, but it's just like constant, like going back and forth. I don't know. I feel like a lot of my style, I have like two different like sides, because I do live in the city, and so as much as I love Western fashion and I love, you know, graphic tees and bell bottoms and my hats and everything like that. I think I would stand out a little bit too much if I went downtown Vancouver looking like that, which I will do for shows and like if I'm doing an event or like I'm going out for like a dinner or something like that. But on like a day-to-day basis, I'm also just like really casual and graphic tees and jeans and whatever. So yeah, no. thrift stores are great for some things, and Forever 21 has taken some of my money on little, tops and things like that. Boot Barn for sure on like Western stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I've been really getting into just like I'm on like these pages also on like Facebook that's like Western fashion, and like they'll like sell jeans and you just pay the shipping or whatever and you can get cool things from there. But I don't know, all over the place, but mainly my roommate's closets because it's just convenient.
I love that. That'd be so fun living with like your best friends and just sharing clothes.
Good time.
I'm all for that. Online shopping, honestly, there's so many stores online that like I never even thought of up until now. I think because of the pandemic, like all I was doing was shopping for like nobody.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. Shein has taken a lot of my money, and Princess Polly, there's some cute things from there, and yeah, all the online stores. That's probably honestly where I mostly shop is the online fast fashion stores because it's cheap and it's good. Because like styles and trends change so much, and like also like for me with like photo shoots and things like that, like I usually only like to wear the same thing like once, and so I don't want to spend $100 on top if I'm literally gonna wear it once. It just seems stupid. Yep. So yeah, the fast fashion $4 top is where it's at.
I mean, I get that. I have a lot of stuff from Shein too. How do you Shein? How do you say that?
I don't think anyone really knows.
Oh, right? I've heard like Shein, and then I've heard Shin. I have no idea. I'll just say White Fox Boutique. You gotta check out that store online.
Okay, noted.
Yes, no, it's Australian. Honestly, Australian, like their websites, their clothing stores are
totally. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody listening, girls, check it out. You're gonna love it.
Yep.
I'm telling you now.
Yep. There you go.
Now, before I let you go, Nicole, we're gonna play a little game. I like to call it Country Rapid Fire. Okay, so I can shoot you out a couple of this and that, so then answer them. Okay.
Let's do it.
LA or Toronto?
I've been to Toronto more, but I really want to experience LA, so I'd probably say LA because I haven't done it yet.
Summer or fall?
Fall.
Halloween or Christmas?
Christmas.
Dolly Parton or Loretta Lynn?
Dolly.
Lake or beach?
Lake.
Shoes or clothes?
Clothes. That's tough.
Hawaii or Bora Bora?
Bora Bora.
I like that one. Luke Bryan or Blake Shelton?
Blake Shelton.
Okay. And Miranda Lambert or Carrie Underwood?
My girl Miranda, for sure.
Okay, that's fair. Well, thank you, Nicole, for joining me today on Country with Celine. So awesome chatting with my Virgo friends.
Yeah, twin.
What are your plans for your birthday this weekend? What are you doing?
Yeah, my girlfriends and I, we're getting a hotel downtown, and probably gonna get a nice little dinner, and then go out, hopefully, depending on what is going on down there. And then Saturday with the family, and we're doing brisket and chicken and cornbread and the whole southern meal, which will be, Dad's bringing out a new smoker, so yeah, it'll be fun. What are you doing? What are you gonna do?
Me, well, honestly, I'm working like all the time. So this Sunday, I'm just doing something with my family at my house, and then 2 weeks from now is when I actually get to go out with like all of my friends, and we're gonna go to a place called Arcane. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
No.
You have one in Vancouver? No. Yeah, it's like this little like lounge and club. So yeah,
cool.
Sure.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool.
We're gonna have fun this weekend and mine in 2 weeks.
That's awesome. And maybe when I come out in Toronto in November, we can do a birthday celebration then for us too.
Yeah, we should totally do it. Let me know when you come. We're gonna meet up for sure. Okay, Nicole?
That would be awesome. Totally.